Hi, I'm Kevin Eikenberry, and I'm here to help you reach your potential as a leader and a human being. Welcome to Remarkable TV. Today we're talking about a way of thinking that limits us, and unfortunately, it's a way too many of us think too much of the time. Are you ready? Let's get started. You can have Project A or Project B. You can have more time or you can have more money. You can have a great career or have a great family life. You can have we have red or yellow. You can win or you can lose. It's yes or no. It's black or white. You know, we must choose, right? I mean, we face these things all the time and we say to ourselves, we must choose. And if we think about the world that way as a yes, no, either or thing, this is what I call either or thinking. And either or thinking comes from the mentality or the mindset of lack, that there's only so much we can do. I believe there's another way we can think about the world. It's a way that is different than either or. It's called both and. I'll give you some examples in a second, but this idea of both and thinking is rooted in a whole different mindset called the abundance mentality. So I gave you a whole bunch of examples right off the top of this video. Let's just take the very first one. We can do Project A or we can do Project B. Now, that is either or thinking. We got to pick A or B. What if we as a leader just changed a question a little bit? And we changed the question to, how can we do Project A and Project B? Changes everything, right? It at least allows us to think about the possibility. Let's just play with that for just a second. By the way, the logic that I'm using, you could use for anything. I'm just using this as a very simple example, right? Well, if we tried to do Project A and Project B, I'm not sure we'd have enough people. Well, it could very well be true. Resources of people are often limited, but if there's a positive payout for both projects, what if we hired some temporary people or some contract people to get us there? If the math still worked out, might that make more sense? Maybe, maybe not, but maybe, right? Well, if we tried to do both A and B, we wouldn't have enough money. Now, that also may be true. Money is often a limiting resource, right? But here's the question. Are there other people that could benefit? Are there other ways to get the money? Is there some other way? Here's the point. At some point, you're going to have to decide, right? But what I've just done by changing that question is given you a whole lot more things to consider. I've opened up the world to more opportunities. I've given you the chance to think about it in brand new ways. Ultimately, a decision has to be made. Of course it does, right? And we can't always say yes to everything because at some point we have to prioritize. I get that. But the point that I'm making is if we start from the place of either or, we've eliminated immediately a whole bunch of stuff that we've now had the chance to consider. So yes, we're going to have to choose. And we can start and do that differently from the start, giving us more opportunities, better possible results. Okay, so you may say, okay, Kevin, I kind of like this idea of this both and mentality, this abundance mentality. How do I do it? Well, I'm glad you asked. There are 4 things you can do. The first thing you can do is you can believe in abundance. You can believe that the world works that way. That in fact, it's more than a zero-sum game. If you believe that as a starting point, then you're more likely to ask that question, what if we, or how could we? If we start out by believing that is a possibility. Second, operate on faith. If you don't quite see it yet, like if you like that idea, but you're not quite there, you don't quite see it yet, just act as if it's true. Trust me, it will work. Third, you've got to ask the question. You've got to ask the question that says, what if we, or how can we, rather than saying we gotta choose. You got to ask the open question, the both and question. How can we do both? And then lastly, you have to consider possibilities. You just have to look wider and think more broadly and recognize that the choices that we have are greater than we might originally realize. Yes, eventually we must choose. But if we come into the whole exercise with an abundance mentality, if we come in with that perspective, we have more options to choose from. We have better options to choose from. And we might surprise ourselves at what we can actually accomplish. All of that leads us to today's tweet. Remarkable leaders think both and not just either or. See, there's a difference in how we think. And the differences in the way that we think make all the difference in the leader that we become. Do you struggle to provide feedback and coaching to underperformers and problem employees? Is change hard for you to implement? draining the motivation and focus of your team? Do you struggle to communicate effectively with the diverse and sometimes challenging personalities within your organization? If you are a leader looking for a chance to learn more in a supportive and collaborative environment, this is your chance. The Remarkable Leadership Workshop is a powerful 2-day learning experience that combines proven, practical approaches with the chance for peer interaction to help you master effective leadership. If you're serious about your future and you're ready to learn how to communicate more assertively, delegate more effectively, and lead more successfully, join us for an upcoming session. Click on the link below to learn how you can become the leader you were born to be.